Welcome back. In this video, you will learn about the project requirements and steps to successfully complete your Copy a Character project for Unit 1. In this unit, we focused on observing shapes, sizes, and space to help keep our drawings in proportion as we practice the skills of blocking, contour, and grid drawing. Now we will put all those skills into practice for this project. For this project, I'm asking you to complete a Copy a Character challenge. By training your eye to see the shapes within one of your favorite characters, you will begin to improve your drawings. To get started, first choose a character that you want to draw. Begin to draw the character using either the blocking or the grid method that we practiced in this unit. The goal of this challenge is to see how close you can come to an accurate representation of your character, keeping all of the parts of your character in proportion. As I mentioned, you have the choice to use either the blocking method or the grid method for this challenge. All artists seem to have one method that they prefer over the other. If you choose the blocking method, you will need to upload process photos of your work, as I will describe in a moment. If you're using the grid method, excuse me, I have a handy tool to share that you can use to easily add a grid to your reference image. So for the blocking method, you'll find the Copy a Character doc linked to this assignment in Google Classroom. You should upload your reference photo to the first block of the table, as we see here. Block your character on sketch paper and upload a photo of your blocked image to this document. Remember, blocking means only sketching out the shapes that make up your character. After you complete your blocking, it's important to get feedback to ensure you're on the right track before adding too many details. By looking at the sizes, shapes, and space between and around the parts of this character, we see there are some changes we could make to improve the accuracy. It's much easier to change at this stage than after adding all the details. If we look at this drawing of Snoopy, the reference image, you can see there's a line kind of connecting the nose, the eye, and the back of the head, and it's kind of a diagonal line. But in the student's drawing, they have it kind of straight as a straight horizontal line. So that's something, if I were looking at this and giving feedback, I'd say, we might want to tilt the head more at an angle. We can also practice sighting, looking at the negative space. This looks pretty good. And then looking at the lines connecting the top of the head down the body. So these are all things that we can practice after our first draft, see what we can improve upon. So after getting feedback on your blocking from me or a classmate, continue to create a modified contour drawing, adding details to your sketch. Upload a picture of your modified contour drawing in this document. Finally, clean up your contours, erasing stray marks and adjusting for accuracy. If this project was easy for you and you have lots of time, you can ink or color your image before uploading your final draft. If you're a beginner, however, you can just focus on creating accurate contours and proportions and spend your time improving your drawing rather than adding color. If you decide to go with the grid drawing method, you'll upload your reference photo to the grid paper slide that's linked to this assignment in Google Classroom. Let me demonstrate. So in Google Classroom, you'll see a doc, or there will be a slide that says grid paper. So if you click on that, you'll get this, which doesn't look like much. So you'll need to go to the View menu and go down to Guides and Show Guides, and it has the grid that I've prepared that will turn on once you turn on that view. Then you'll just have to find your reference photo. So again, my picture from, let's just use this one. And we can copy, right click, copy image onto the grid paper, paste. And then what you can do is reformat your image to fill up the space. So clicking and dragging, and I can help you with this in class if you don't know how to do that part. All right, so once you get the image to the size that you want, then you can use the classroom computer to print that out, and you'll have your reference drawing with the grid already on it. All right, so Whichever method you choose, you'll need to select a reference image of your character. When choosing your image to copy, keep in mind your current drawing level. I want to take you from where you are to the next stage. So if you're a beginner, you might want to pick a pose that's more straight on, a character standing kind of straight, looking straight at the camera. If you're more advanced, you might want to pick a more dynamic character, a dynamic pose to copy, to give yourself a challenge. Whichever pose you choose, you must draw the full body of your character, not just a face, and you must upload a reference so that I know what you're trying to draw. Speaking of selecting your character, it's time I share with you my no SpongeBob rule. I can't tell you how many times I've had students select SpongeBob for their copy a character challenge. Many students pick him because they think he's easy. He's just a square with legs, right? Wrong. If you look closely, he's more like a distorted trapezoid with lots of bumps and ridges. This artwork on the left is by artist Ron English. Now, he looked closely at SpongeBob. He makes his own creative takes on popular characters. I'll tell you more about this artist in class, but for now, just remember I have a no SpongeBob rule. Please pick any other character besides SpongeBob. All right, so are you ready for the challenge? Now you can head over to the Google Classroom assignment and open the Copy a Character doc if you're using the blocking method, or the grid paper if you're using the grid method. Again, you must place your reference image in one of these two documents so that I know what you're trying to copy. For an example of the blocking method, I have a video demonstration attached that you can watch to see how I broke down this character into my first sketch. Remember, the goals for this project are correct proportions and accuracy. We're not going for creative remakes. We want to copy it as accurately as possible. You need to carefully observe the shapes, spaces, and sizes between and around the parts of the character to keep things in proportion. And if you do, you'll be a pro in no time. So I hope you have fun with this assignment, and I look forward to seeing what you create.